Hi. I've come about the, is this, integrated solution?
It's intelligent well-being solutions, in fact.
Right. I'm here to see Mr. Fink, please. Sorry. Mr. Fink wrote to me. I've got an appointment.
And you are?
Yes, sorry, I'm, Gavin Dredge.
Just a moment, please. I have a Mr. Dredge here for you.
Mr. Ah, yes. Sit, please.
Mr. Fink, isn't it?
The very same.
Well, one moment, please.
Mr. Dredge, isn't it? Before you begin to unpack, so to speak, perhaps we could delineate with the lightest touch the nature of your visit?
Isn't it there? My notes.
Miss Jones is bringing the file. We haven't encountered one another on a previous occasion?
No. I had a conversation with your secretary.
There are no secretaries here, sir.
Miss Jones, isn't it?
Now, while we wait for our esteemed office manager to produce the necessary documentation, perhaps you could share a summary with us.
Us?
Me.
Well, the thing is, there might not be a file. Well, not in the sense of paper. Surely you have an e-file.
You have written to us.
Many times.
On paper.
On paper and email.
And we, no doubt, replied. Well, there you are. The abuse of trees continues, I fear. Now, this is about your good self? Or someone else, perhaps?
My mother.
Good, right. And her name is?
Mary.
A fine English name.
It's Hebrew.
Your mother is in Israel.
I meant that Mary is the anglicised form of Miriam, via the Greek Mariam and the Latin Maria.
Quite. And your esteemed parent is English, is she not? Mary?
Scottish.
I see. Do we wish to insist upon a difference?
She always has.
Indeed. Mary Dredge, then.
It's Campbell.
Good. I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to explain a little.
My father's name was Dredge, and although they were married, she never used the name.
Well, that's clear. Unlike this link. Elise, I wonder if you've located Mr. Dredge's file at all? Rather embarrassing. I do apologise. Yes?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Fink.
Mr. Dredge, I'm sorry, but we don't appear to have located your file, or your mother's, I should say. Mrs. Campbell. Shall we start at the beginning?
Okay. Name, date of birth, national insurance number.
Good. Thank you. An address, perhaps?
There.
And your address, not the same, I assume?
I live at 2 Canal Street Farm.
Do you now? Here, Elise! Mr. Dredge's details, or his mother's. Could you? Thank you. Now, your mother...
Look,
sir.
I don't want to be... The thing is, there's a history...
Of course there is. We are the custodians of histories, Mr. Dredge. We cherish them as though they were our very own, which, in a way, they are.
You see, I'm used to dealing with the Department for Work and Pensions.
Direct.gov, yes. And now it's our pleasure. Truly. So, how can Intelligent Wellbeing Solutions help you today?
Well, in the file, in my mother's file, her case isn't simple. Have you tried typing in her national insurance number? That will surely be recognised by your database.
Are you familiar with the system by which data is garnered and stored here, Mr. Dredge?
Well, not exactly, no.
Not exactly. How then, may one inquire? Is it a slight and oblique, a fleeting acquaintance?
I've worked with computers, Mr. Fink.
In that case, you will no doubt be familiar with the occasional technical complication. But it must be said here, we relish difficult cases. If we were on Mastermind, our special subject would be difficulty. Oh, yes. So perhaps you could provide an outline, the merest sketch, the intimation of a landscape. Perhaps a Turner-esque pencil wash.
My mother was unwell. It's over 20 years since my father and she lived together, which means that, well, not necessarily, but it meant in her case that there was very little to live on. Social services got involved, and we asked them to, of course, and we moved her down here from Yorkshire. They provided attendance allowance and daycare and... Well, you see, it's just...
Excuse me, Mr. Dredge. Miss Jones, is there any sign of that file, please? We really can't... Mr. Dredge is sitting here. Do you think you could find it at all? I mean, really?
I'm very sorry, but it just isn't here.
Isn't? What is that supposed to mean, please? In what manner is it not here?
Just not to be found, sir.
There is no point in calling me sir, is there? What I require is the file, the one entrusted to you. We have a duty.
I need to ask Jenny.
Who is on a course? Anyone else? Jackson across the way? The idiot girl I had to let go 2 weeks ago. Miss Rolt, what do you think she would say? Or the cleaners, perhaps. There's a man in here and... I mean, frankly, it could be anyone. Do you have any recollection at all of his case? I mean, why is he here? We're a subsection. People aren't supposed to come here.
You made an appointment, Mr. Fink.
Oh, did I? Well, that's terrific, yes. Why?
You had the file.
I see. So now it's my fault.
No, but...
Come with me. No, don't. Sit down. I'm very sorry, Mr. Dredge, but that's stupid. But Miss Jones doesn't appear to have your file.
And your electronic files are...
My dear sir, we have the most... That's to say, we have invested in brand new software from Cybercrack at very considerable cost, I may say.
But...
But... Yes, indeed, but Miss Jones can't seem to locate your blessed collection of papers. I myself am not good with this sort of thing. It isn't my shtick, as one might say, but that is why we have Miss Jones and others, naturally. There are several others.
Well, Mr. Fink, perhaps it's time to ask one of them.
Them?
Well, the others.
I think not. No, that wouldn't do at all. We deal with cases like yours right here, whereas across the corridor...
Look, I don't mean to be... But the thing is that this, whatever it is, your department has been split off or in fact sold off and is now... what? I don't know.
Is simple. We are a mutual, Mr. Dredge.
We?
Intelligent Wellbeing Solutions, formerly, and yes, you are in exactly the right place, a department of the Department of Work and Pensions.
So you are a civil servant?
Well, yes, in a manner of... Well, as to that, I should say so, yes. Though, on the other hand, we are, as I say, a mutual.
Mutual?
And we are committed to serve the public.
Well, that's a relief.
I'm glad, sir. But the thing of it is, Mr. Dredge, and this occurrence, it must be said, is exceptionally rare. The fact is that your records, or rather the record of your respected parent, has, for the time being, only temporarily vanished. And so, at the end of the day, it is my unpleasant duty to ask you to return to this office at a time when we have been able to locate the said documents, electronic or otherwise.
I can't.
Can't?
I must speak to someone today.
I see.
I don't think you do, Mr. Fink. My mother needs help. We need help. And I must see someone now, because this situation has been going on, and it really can't go on any longer. And I don't have any money.
Oh dear, would you describe it as a crisis?
Yes!
Wait, please.
I'm still here. They tried to send me away, but I'm going to see someone else now. I'm going to do this, and I don't care what it... Well, you'll see.